astronomical event that occurs when an astronomical object is temporarily obscured, either by passing into the shadow of another body or by having another body pass between it and the viewer. There are two types of eclipses, solar eclipse and lunar eclipse observed in our Earth. Solar eclipse. This happens when the moon comes between the Earth and the sun. As seen in the figure, the sun, moon and Earth line up with the moon in the middle. This is the geometry of solar eclipse. You can all draw this diagram. Sun and Earth in between, moon is placed. And you can also observe the distance between the sun and moon is very high when compared to the distance between moon and Earth. So this is the solar eclipse observed during the daytime. So solar eclipses can only occur during the day. This is the total solar eclipse. Here you could see this, the shadow of the moon, which is called as umbra, and it hides or obscures only the small portion of the moon. Not the entire moon, as the entire Earth is obscured. Only the small portion of the Earth is obscured by the moon's shadow. Now, see, there is an umbra, which is a moon shadow. Thicker shadow is known as umbra, whereas the thinner shadow is also called as penumbra. This is the video clip of solar eclipse. Moon revolves around the Earth, and when it lines up between sun and the moon shadow is observed on Earth's surface. Now you could see the total solar eclipse. During daytime, the sun is totally hidden by the moon shadow. This we call as total solar eclipse. The totality can be observed only in small portion of the Earth's surface. Now, in this total solar eclipse, as I already explained, there is an umbra and penumbra. The part of totality is also noted in the figure. That is, only a smaller portion of the Earth is we could observe the eclipse, not the entire Earth. Now coming to lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipse occurs when Earth passes between sun and moon. The shadow of Earth falls on the moon. Next slide. This is the geometry of lunar eclipse. That is, between sun and moon, Earth lines up. All of you sketch this diagram. And here, see, the shadow of the moon is again here, known as umbra and penumbra. We could observe the shadow of Earth as umbra and penumbra. The thicker shadow is umbra and the thinner shadow is called as penumbra. There are different phases of moon. You could see in the video. This is full moon. When sun is opposite to that of moon, we could observe this full. Moon revolves around our Earth in an elliptical orbit. When it is behind the Earth, the Earth's shadow obscures the entire moon, and the thicker shadow of Earth is known as umbra, and the thinner shadow of the Earth is called as penumbra. When moon is in the umbra portion, it is there is a total lunar eclipse. Yes, we could see some of the pictures of total lunar eclipse. Next video. This video gives you an idea about different types of eclipses. That is, the eclipse can be total, annular or penumbral. So have a look at it. When moon comes in the penumbra region, we have a penumbral eclipse. When it is in between umbra and penumbra, it is partial eclipse. When moon lies in the umbra region, it's a total lunar eclipse. Well, see, there is a view from the earth. Now the moon appears red in color, while the scattered sunlight of the earth crosses this red light of the moon. Here you can have a clear look of this eclipsed moon. It appears red because of the sunlight scattered around the earth. Next, okay, in every full moon we get a lunar eclipse, but do we observe the same? No. Why? Because full moon occurs in every month, but lunar eclipses does not occur on a monthly basis. Why? The reason is, as I said earlier in the previous model, the lunar orbit is tilted about 5 degrees with respect to our Earth's orbit. Therefore, we won't get lunar eclipses in every month. Thank you. Good morning. On a clear sunny day, the sky above us looks bright blue. Why is the sky blue? And in the evening, we could see a brilliant show of colors comprises of red, oranges and yellow. Why are the sunsets red? Yes, before looking at this, let us have a look at a glance in the atmosphere. The atmosphere consists of gas molecules, namely nitrogen, oxygen, argon gas and other water droplets. And also we must have an idea of light. Light comprises of electric and magnetic field, that is, it is an electromagnetic wave. It travels through the space by waves, and this wavelength of the wave is nothing but the distance between two successive crests, and the frequency of the wave can be defined as the number of waves per second. And the sunlight or light coming from incandescent lamp is white. It comprises of many colors. That is, the visible light comprises of colors ranging from red to blue. And the white light can be split into many colors by passing it through a prism. We can see that splitting up of white light into many colors by passing it through the prism by a video clip. See, the sunlight, when it is passed, it is white in color. When it is passed through a prism, it is split up into video. And the shorter wavelength is blue and red is of longer wavelength. And therefore, the shorter blue wavelength has highest frequency or energy, and the longer wavelength red color has lowest frequency as well as low energy. Now, let us also consider the light in air. When the sunlight passes through the atmosphere, it encounters many tiny gas molecules, and therefore, the light, when it hits the gas molecule, get absorbed, and after a while, the gas molecule releases or radiates the incoming light, and all of the colors can be absorbed, but the shorter wavelength or highest frequency blue color is absorbed more than that of longer wavelength red colors. And this phenomenon is known as Rayleigh scattering, and named after the English physicist Sir John Rayleigh. And therefore, now coming to our point, why is the sky blue? It is due to Rayleigh scattering. See, in the figure, as the sunlight comes through the atmosphere, the white sunlight, which is split into blue color, and this low frequency red color passes through sight, whereas the high frequency blue color gets scattered in all possible directions. Yes, as the sunlight passes through the atmosphere and it encounters gas molecules, and most of the longer wavelength red light passes straight through, whereas the shorter wavelength blue light gets scattered in different directions. Yes, how much the shorter wavelength light is absorbed by the gas molecule, it is re-radiated and gets scattered all around the sky. Blue scattered light is in the sky. When whichever position you see above the or by overhead, you could see only the scattered blue light and hence the sky appears blue. In the evening, during the sunset, the sun is at the horizon. You could see a brilliant show of red, orange and yellow colors. Next slide. As the sun is at the horizon, all of the blue light gets scattered and the light that reaches you is only the longer wavelength red light. Therefore, we could see a brilliant color show during sunset. Next model. In the next model, we can see why do we see one face of the moon, or always one side of the moon is seen by our planet Earth. We know that moon is the natural satellite of our planet Earth, and the lunar companion rotates when it orbits around the Earth. Next slide. Okay. And why do we see only one face of the moon? The answer for this question is the time taken by the moon to rotate about its axis is same as that of the time taken by the moon to rotate around the earth. That is, the moon's axial rotation period is same as that of period of revolution around the earth. And this type of rotation is called synchronous rotation. Therefore, now we could see the video clip of synchronous rotation. Now we could see the video clip of synchronous rotation. Yes, here. Do we always see one side of the moon? Yes. Answer for this. If the moon does not rotate about its own axis, then see, we are seeing different sides of moon around the earth. But this is not at all happening. Moon is also rotating about its own axis and it also revolves around the earth. But look at the video clip. Here, moon is rotating with such a high speed. How fast is it moon rotates? Is it like this? No, it is not. The moon's period of rotation is very slow, such that the period of revolution around the earth is equal to the axial rotation of the moon about its own axis. Yes, we could visualize this. We could see this video, and only in this video the red portion of the moon is seen by our planet Earth. This is known as, that is, it rotates on its axis once in the same time it takes to orbit us once. And this type of rotation is known as synchronous or captured rotation. Due to this synchronous rotation only, we are seeing only one face of the moon. The other face of the moon is completely hidden, or we could say that it is the dark side of the moon. Yes, the rotation period of the moon exactly is same as its period of revolution, which is known as synchronous rotation. Now, coming to our point. What causes this synchronous rotation? It is only gravity that causes this synchronous rotation. That is, the moon's gravity warps our planet Earth, and as a result we could see tides. Also, the Earth's gravity is so high that it tugs at the moon, creating a high tide known as bulge. This high tide bulge is facing our Earth, and therefore this moon is tidally locked. And this high tide of the moon is due to this high tide, the moon is tucked or locked with our Earth, which slow down the spin of the moon. Okay, we all understand this. The high tide caused by the Earth on the moon slows down the spin of the moon. Therefore, this kind of locking between the planet Earth and the moon is known as tidal locking. When it has happened 4 billions of years ago, and ever since the moon is tidally locked. Tidal locking. When moon is close enough to the planet, the gravitational tidal force causes the moon to spin at the same rate that it revolves around the planet. So this is known as tidal locking. Okay. Now, even when there is a tidal locking and the moon revolves around the Earth, we could see only half of the total surface of Earth. But it is not so. We are seeing 4/7 of the total surface of the moon, because the moon's orbit is tilted 5 degrees with reference to Earth's orbit. Therefore, only 3/7 of the total surface of moon is hidden, which is the dark side of the moon. But using the photos taken from spacecraft, the NASA's picture shows the other side of the moon, which is the dark side, which is hidden to our planet here. Yes, these are all the pictures taken from the space by spacecraft, and the courtesy is from NASA. It is taken from NASA's photos. The dark side of the moon is there in the picture.